how do you, the Dolphins are, I think, 3 running backs that have been on the COVID list, and Jalen Waddle's now on it. How does that affect your preparation? You don't know.
Not sure yet. We got the news about Waddle while we was at practice, so I'm sure we'll probably discuss some of it in our afternoon meetings and more into it tomorrow. But as of right now, we have to stick with our game plan because we don't know what type of personnel that they might try to bring out, and pretty much just be ready for the different things that we can expect. Sorry. So it's pretty much going to be going in with our game plan, I would assume, and adjusting to whatever type of formation, offensive set they want to use.
What were your impressions of Tua from the last time you guys faced him to then going into this game?
I felt he stayed pretty poised. You think about the early interception that he had and the way he was able to, I would say, manage the game and in my opinion, keep control of his offense and not get too high or too low when we did do well on our job on defense. So I think for us to be successful in this game is obviously stopping the run first. Don't know who the running back's going to be, but that's still going to be our main priority. And off the RPOs and play action that they like to do, make sure we don't get beat in the back end. So, keep everything in front of us and keep everything in the box for the front seven. And if we can handle those things successfully, we'll have a good day.
What challenges from a defensive perspective we always hear about the RPO and obviously don't hear about a lot of it, but what challenges does it bring for a linebacker?
Well, when an RPO team is running the ball well, that's when they're most successful because they can throw the ball when they want. The RPO game will open up the play action, open up the deep shots. So when the run game is going well for them, that's when you really start to see how they can spread out defenses. So for us, like I said, we have to do a great job of keeping those runs in the box. They're more of an inside zone type of team, but we've shown that when teams get to our edge or have perimeter runs or gap scheme runs, that can hurt us a little bit. So we should expect to see those type of plays.
CJ, as you know, the league is going through this COVID situation now with outbreaks all over the place. Obviously, last year you thought we're concerned enough about it to want to opt out. So I'm wondering, what are you thinking right now as this is all happening around the league and your situation?
Well, for me, I just have to make sure I'm doing the right things off the field to keep myself safe and keep the team safe. And that should be the main priority for every person individually. Making sure that they're doing the right things to keep their family safe, and in turn, keeping their family on the football field safe. So. That's at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Guys just got to make sure they're doing the right things. We know what type of situation that's been going around, not only the league, other sports, and just in general across this world. So we just have to make sure that we just do a good job of take care of each other.
What's it been like for you? Because you didn't go through all the virtual meetings last year, and all that stuff. And what's this week having to go through it? Is it weird? What's it like?
It's not too bad because before the pandemic, when the pandemic happened, we was doing the virtual meetings and the OTA, so I got a glimpse of it as far as that aspect. But at the end of the day, when we get put in a situation, it's up to the coaches, up to the players to come with the right mindset and pretty much not make a reason to not pay attention. So that's the only thing that's really been different, just the virtual meetings. Coming to work and going to practice, getting the treatment, all that's been the same. And for me, I've been in the building through the virtual meeting, so I've been able to get treatment, get a little recovery here and there. So it's kind of a perk in a sense. So as long as we stay focused and don't let the things that we can't control the way we we play and the way we go about our business, it just turns into a normal week.
What have your experiences been like in this defense? It was a new defense for you, coming from other places that didn't play this style. What are your thoughts on the scheme and how it's going for you in that scheme?
I feel like it's been going well. I've definitely adjusted my game to this type of defense, the style of defense, the way the linebackers are used in this defense. I feel with my skill set that I've benefited a lot. And obviously, once you get more comfortable with your job and understanding what the other positions are doing around you, understanding what the defensive line, what movements they are doing, that can in turn put myself in good positions to be able to make plays. And I feel like these past few weeks, I've really gotten a good feel of where to be, where to show, then move too late based on our defenses. So that in turn makes the game fun because you're really trying to manipulate the offense the way they're trying to manipulate the defense with their motions and hide different formations. So when we disguise and then when we showing the different gaps, that's not really our gaps. Then shooting the gap or moving to a different spot and making a play. That's what it's all about.
You had 17 tackles in this game. I mean, I don't know the stat offhand, but can you recall the last time you had that many in a game?
My first highest before this one was 15 tackles. It was against New Orleans as well, back in 18. So yeah, it was. I didn't know how many tackles I had until we got in the locker room. Quincy told me, but it was pretty cool. I felt like I was really in the zone that game. Like I said, being comfortable in this defense, learning different ways I can show a gap or two and then move late. That in turn, get the D lineman free when the double team starting occurring on them. So just little games inside the big game. So that's what makes it fun to really study and really understand what our defense is doing, what the offense is doing, so you can try to put yourself and your team in the best situation.
Well, Michael, P. Ryan was talking the other day about how you're a legend at your high school and in your town, and how he always looked up to you. What is that relationship like, and what is your connection to that high school and that town to this day?
Yeah, a lot of love for Theodore High School, Theodore, Alabama. I went to school there. I went to the middle school, so Hankins. Then my brother did Hankins. My brother did Theodore. So actually, my younger brother played with P. Ryan. So P. Ryan was the running back, and my brother Jamie, he was the quarterback. So they played together. My parents and P. Ryan's parents, they all know each other, from those times. So it's just a very, very close community. A lot of successful players that came out of that school, out of that area. And when players do make it and do it the right way, the community, really supports and has that person's back. So every time I go home, I definitely go show my support, go visit the school, visit my old teachers. Every time I have my summer camp, it's at the high school, and it's all free. And everybody that's helping are people that that works for the school, the coaches on the football team that works for the school. So, like I said, it's like a big community, big family back at Theodore. So, yeah, a lot of praise to them.